Hi guys, this is Mr. Urrego. Today we're working on, let me see, our goal is students will be able to graph quadratic equation in standard form. Okay, so we're graphing quadratic equations in standard form. Our vocabulary is parabola, which is the U shape that we did. Let me see, when we have a coordinate plane, the parabola is going to be the U shape form. That's called a parabola. Okay, the next word is the vertex. Vertex is either the lowest point of the parabola, or if you have a parabola opening down, then your vertex will be the highest point. Okay, that point is the vertex. The next one is the axis of symmetry. Whenever we graph a parabola, we're going to have an axis of symmetry or line of symmetry that goes through your vertex, and it's a vertical line. Mine is not too straight, but it's a vertical line that goes through the vertex. Axis of symmetry. Y-intercept is where your parabola touches, in this case, the y-axis. The x-intercepts, or the zeros of the function, are where your parabola touches the x-axis. Remember, the horizontal is the x, the y is the vertical. So these are the x-intercepts. I'm going to put them on red, x-intercepts. And on green is going to be my y-intercept. Okay? Minimum, maximum. Minimum, if your parabola is opening up, then your vertex is going to be the minimum value, which is the lowest value. That will be the lowest value of the parabola. Maximum will be if your parabola is opening down, then the vertex will be a maximum value because it will be the highest value from the parabola. Okay? So a little bit of the vocabulary. Now, today we're going to go straight and read the steps how to graph a quadratic equation in standard form. Now we have the steps right here, which is the first step is to determine the line of symmetry. This is the formula to determine the line of symmetry. X equals negative b over 2a. And we'll talk about that in more in a minute. Calculate the y-coordinate of the vertex. Okay. Draw x and y grid, which is the coordinate plane. Label the x and y axis, which is, basically they're saying this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. And then plot the vertex. So basically in step number 1 and 2, we're going to be able to get the vertex from the parabola. Step 3 is we find the vertex, we plot the vertex, and then we draw a parabola. Okay, and then we draw our axis of symmetry that goes through the vertex. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to use the table of values to get a couple of points, and at the end you just plot the points from the table of values, do symmetry to the other side, and draw the curve that is will be your parabola. Okay, let's get moving. Let me get to an example. Let me get to another example. I don't need all this, so we get more basic. There we go. So we're going to graph this one right now. My first step is to find the line of symmetry, the axis of symmetry. My formula is x equals negative b over 2a. Okay. Before we do actually this, we need to understand what's a, b, and c. So every time that I have my formula, I'm going to have my formula. Let's say with purple. Y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. This quadratic function is in standard form. Standard form. Okay, so this is the standard form of a quadratic equation. All right, now from here, I can identify what's the value of a, which is in front of the x squared. B is in front of the x, and c is your constant. So same thing I'm going to do with my equation. The a is whatever's in front of the x squared. Right now, there's no number, so you have a negative 1 in there. The b is whatever's in front of the x, so in our case, is the 4. And the c, which is our constant, it will be the last value with no x. Okay? So from here, I'm going to identify what's A, B, and C. Let me write it underneath because I need it. Okay, so here you go. A is -1, B is equal to 4, and C is equal to 4, which is my constant. Okay, I got those values. Now I said I'm going to do the axis of symmetry, which is x equals -b over 2a. Okay, so now I identify already what's A, what's B, so I can just plug it in. So x equals -b, and b is equal to 4, so I'm going to bring that 4 over here. Over 2a, that means 2 times a. A is equal to -1, so I multiply times -1. So my value of x is going to be -4 on the top and -2 on the bottom. Negative at the bottom of -2 is going to give you 2. So my axis of symmetry is equal to 2, and that's your formula. That's the equation of the axis of symmetry. Okay, that's what I'm looking for right now. Now, every time you find the value of the axis of symmetry, that x value is the same as, I'm going back here because I have a note here saying that the axis of symmetry has the same value as the x-coordinate from the vertex of the parabola. If you notice, when we did the x equals -b over 2a, we ended up with x equals 2, which is the equation of the axis of symmetry. But at the same time, that x value is going to give me the x value of the vertex. Okay, so in that case is going to be 2 here, and I need to find the value of y. Remember, when I show you the example from the vertex, let's say that this is my parabola, okay? And then I found the vertex, which is the lowest point. That's a point. So I have x and y value. So it's an x and y value point. Using the axis of symmetry, that's the x value for my vertex. Okay, so the only thing I have to do is just find, look, problem number 2, I'm sorry, step number 2. Step number 2 says y coordinate vertex. Replace the x value from step 1 into the original equation. Okay, so it's telling me what to do. Now I have the axis of symmetry, which is that. I have the x value from the vertex. Now I need to find the y value. To find the y value, I bring back my original equation, which was -x squared plus 4x plus 4. Okay, and being that I already have x, I'm going to plug that value into the x from here and the x from there, and then I'll be able to find the value of y. So y equals negative, which is on the equation. Now the value of x is 2 to the second power plus 4 times x, which is 2 plus 4. Okay, from here I'm going to have y equals -2 squared is 4 plus 4 times 2 is 8 plus 4. Therefore the value of y, let me do here, the value of y equals -4 plus 8 plus 4 is going to give me 8. So what I just found is the y coordinate of the vertex. So that means my vertex is going to be 2. My vertex is going to be 2 here, comma, 8. So the vertex is 2, comma, 8. So I have my vertex, which is 2, comma, 8. The axis of symmetry was x equals 2. Now the axis of symmetry is a vertical line. The axis of symmetry is a vertical line. Oh, I have it here. Vertical line that goes through the vertex. Okay, so let me plot first of all the vertex, which is 2, comma, 8, and let me plot it with vertex. So I'm going to go, this is the x-axis, and the vertical one is the y-axis. So I'm going to go 2, comma, 8. So 2 to the right, and then up 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's right there. It's 2, comma, 8. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. And that's going to be my vertex, which is 2, comma, 8. Now, when I have my vertex, I need to draw the axis of symmetry, which is going to be, I'm going to do that with a dotted line. Okay, so my axis of symmetry is a vertical line that goes through my vertex, vertical line. I hope you're doing a straight line because I'm not. That should be a straight line, vertical line. And that's your axis of symmetry. Okay, axis of symmetry. Now, something that I forgot to mention is that when your original function is negative, when the a is negative, you see what I'm pointing right now? That's the value of a. When the a is negative, then my parabola is opening down, meaning my parabola is opening down because this value is negative. If that value is positive, then my parabola will be opening up. Okay, and I think I have a note right here at the bottom with that. Let me see if I still have it. There we go. So I still have it right here. So you see? So the parabola will open up when the a value is positive. So a value is positive, so parabola opens up. Okay, I need to put arrows at the end. When the a is negative, less than 0, which means negative, then the parabola is going to open down. Okay, so right now we have negative. Our equation is y equals negative x squared plus 4x plus 4. So because our a value is negative, so our parabola is going to open down like this. Okay, we just found our vertex. We drew our axis of symmetry. Okay, now let's move on. All right, so I'm going to move my graph over here. So my vertex is 2, 8, which I have right now. That's my vertex, 2, 8. The axis of symmetry is, the equation is x equals 2, which I have here on the bottom of the equation, and is a vertical line. Just recap. Now, my next step is to make a table values next to the axis of symmetry. Table values next to the axis of symmetry. So, if this is my axis of symmetry, I need to get an x of table values which are next to it. And when you create the table values, you're doing an x, y, t chart. Okay, I need 2 or 3 values, no more than that. Okay, so basically I need to find values of x next to the table axis of symmetry. So I see that this is my axis of symmetry and it goes through 2. So I'm going to choose values either to the right, 3, 4, and 5. 3, 4, and 5. Or you can choose values on the left side as well. You can go 1, 0, and negative 1. Okay, so you can create either one of them. So 1, 0, and negative 1. This will be your left side, and this will be your right side. Again, you don't need both of them. You just need one. So it's up to you. You go to the right side or to the left side. Either one of them. Because we're going to find points on one side, and then we do symmetry to the other side. Okay, that's the idea. So right now, I'm going to stick to the values that I put on the right side. So as soon as I put my x values, I need to go back and plug it in to the original equation. So I'm going to get that. And my original equation was y equals, let's do it with green, y equals negative x squared plus 4x plus 4. Okay, so I'm going to have y equals negative. Instead of the x, I'm going to bring my first value, which is 3. So parentheses, 3 squared plus 4 instead of the x, 3 plus 4. Okay, I'm going to solve that, and I'm going to get negative 9, the first value. So I'm going to have y equals negative, and 3 squared is 9, plus 12 plus 4. So that's going to be 16 minus 9 is 7. So y equals 7. My first value is going to be 7. So I'm going to bring that to the table of values. 7. I'm going to do the same with 4 and 5. Same with 4 and 5. So same equation. Okay, I have it right there. Let's do it with purple. Y equals negative y squared plus 4x plus 4. Y equals negative I chose 4, I think, right? I chose 4, so it's 4 squared plus 4 times the x value, which is 4, plus 4. Okay, and that's going to give me value, so this is going to be negative 4 squared 16, with the negative in front is negative 16, plus 16 plus 4. 16 is cancelled, so the y equals 4. So let's go back to the table of values and put it for the y, 4. Same process I do with the 5 now. Remember, this is a 5, okay? So I go back and replace it. And let me see, 5 is going to be 5 squared, negative 5, which is negative 25. It's going to give me negative 1. Okay, so let me see, 5 times 4 is 20. 24 minus 25 is negative 1. Okay, same process. And now I found my 3 values. Remember, each pair is an order pair. So it's 3, 7 is the first one. The second one is 4, comma 4. And the third one is 5, comma negative 1. Once I have that, I'm going to go to my graph and I'm going to plot those values in. Okay, so let's get to our graph and let's plot those values in. So first one is 3, 7. So let's do them with red. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right there. Okay. Next one is 4, 4. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And the next one is 5, negative 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, negative 1. Okay, oh, something like that. There we go. Click that. And it's going to be 5, negative 1, which is underneath. There we go. Those are my points. Now, we have points on one side. Remember, the purple line, the dotted one, is the line of symmetry, which means whatever you have on the right side is going to be the same thing as the left side. So what we need to do right now is to reflect those points to the other side. So I'm going to take the first value. I'm going to use the first value right here. Okay. This point is 1 away from the line of symmetry. This point is 1 away, 1 step away from the line of symmetry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from the line of symmetry 1 point away, 1 step away, and that will be the symmetry to the other side. The second point is 2 steps away from the line of symmetry. So I'm going to go from line of symmetry 2 steps to the left, 1 and 2. So at that point, that will be the symmetry to the other side. Now let's go to the last point, which is over here, 5, negative 1. So the third point is 1, 2, 3 steps away from the line of symmetry. So from my line of symmetry, I'm going to go 3 steps to the left. 1, 2, and 3. And right there will be the point that I need for symmetry for the other side. As I have those points, the only thing that I have to do is just draw a line through them. So remember, this is a curve, so it has to be a curve. Let me try it out. Ooh. Kind of. Not really as good as I want, but curve, and now I go better. Okay, and average at the end. So remember, it's a U shape, it's a curve, and in this case, it was facing down because the value of A was negative. Okay, so that's pretty much it, how to graph a parabola. Okay, guys, take care and study, please. Bye-bye.